G'day folks, Tony again here for more Star Control 2. Okie dokie, so we are flying on our way to try and talk to the Superbox, and there are ships just flying in everywhere here. So we're just going to go on manual and try and scoot around them a little bit. And once we're clear of them, that's looking fairly promising. Let's open up that star map again so that we can plot our way to the correct star system, which is Beta Librae. Just got to remember where it was. It's around here somewhere. Eta, Delta. I'm sure it was here. Gamma. Zeta. Are you kidding me? It's got to be here somewhere, surely. Beta. Yay, we did it. So with all of those hyperspace dots in our wake, if there is such a thing as hyperspace wake, off and away we go. And we should, I think, be getting fairly close to, just save the game, fairly close to being able to send the Superbox and the Utwig off to keep the Cora occupied. My understanding is that sending them thusly can delay the Cora by a year, which should be more than enough time for us to finalize all of the other things that we're doing. So let's make our way in here. Oh no! Oh dear. That was a bit foolish. We're going to have to do the old roundabout lasso maneuver. Haha. Welcome. May you always stand in the great green sunlight. Wow, that font is really hard to read. I am Captain Clapton from Earth. We come in peace. I am Captain Alala. We come in peace. Our starship is called Dank. Our starship is called the Tender Shoot. We are the new alliance of free stars from Earth. We are the Superbox Ultracularia from Earth. You're from Earth? Hey, are you just copying whatever I say? Oh yes, we apologize for the confusion. Our homeworld is also called Earth. Or more properly, Vlik, which means perfectly good and nutritious dirt. Earth is pretty close, is it not? Sure. Why do you copy our speech and mannerisms? We learn and we adapt. We are symbionts. Our first step in making friends is always to copy them. This is our idiom. Symbionts. How interesting. Please tell us more. Our kind evolved on a beautiful planet orbiting the wonderfully green-hued star Root. From the canopy of the great jungles to the shores of the azure seas, our species has flowered and grown well. Early in our evolution, we adapted to exist in symbiosis with other hardier life, both flora and fauna, which supplied us with nutrients while we supplied them with reproductive assistance. Sure. Let's go with, are the Utwig friends of yours? Oh yes, we have a strong cultural bond with the Utwig. They have been the foundation around which we have grown our starfaring culture. We are not only allies, but we are also friends. You should go meet with them. They could use some excitement. You see, they are a little depressed and morose right now. Usually they are most festive and fun. Sure. Oh dear, what has caused the Utwig such distress? They broke their Ultron. Ultron? What's an Ultron? The Druge, the cruel, sallow trading race who sold the device to the Utwig, called the device the Ultron and claimed that it would give the Utwig superpowers. Unfortunately, the Utwig believed the Druge and bought the Ultron. However, the device did make the Utwig very happy. Of course, we didn't tell them what we really thought of the Ultron. That they were vapid fools to buy a piece of junk for a planet's ransom. We went along with the falsehood and in doing so showed our own stupidity. Then one sad day a few years ago, the Utwig Proctor dropped the Ultron during a particularly energetic and festive ritual. Now the Utwig are morose and depressed. They feel they cannot ever achieve greatness because they lost the powers of the Ultron. They even gave the broken device to us, saying that they couldn't stand the sight of it anymore. We are worried that the Utwig are so depressed that they may use their ultimate weapon. Here, you can take the Ultron, maybe you can do something with it. Sure. Thanks, I think, what do I do with it? We thought that if we could get the Ultron working again, it would cheer them up. So we tried to figure out how to fix the darn thing. Or at least get some of the flashing bits working again. But for all the Druge's falsehoods, the Ultron is some kind of artifact. And we could not synthesize the necessary replacement parts. Perhaps on your journeys you will find these elements and use them to repair the Ultron. Then you could return it to the Utwig and they might not be so depressed. Cool beans! So we should have the Ultron in our possession now. That might be a treasure planet, so let's just have a look. Seeing as we're right here. Come on. Oh no, it's a lanthanide world. Ugh. This is the worst. Yeah, biologicals, we don't really need them right now. So let's keep maneuvering. What we should be able to do is go into our device manifest. And I believe that if we go thusly on the rosy sphere and thusly on the aqua helix and also thusly on the broken Ultron, we should now have a repaired Ultron. What? So there you have it. Good times. Oh yeah, we still have the Vox Beast. How about that? Oh, so many things for us to do once we delay the demise of all the galaxy for a year. Okay. Back to... Actually, we'll save this again. Can never be too careful. And back to the Utwig. To bring them the good news. Or rather, to bring them the repaired Ultron, which I'm assuming they're going to think is good news. Give me that star map there of the Supox. Oof, the Ilrath and the Thradash still just hammering each other over there. And we're going back to Beta something. I'm pretty sure it was Beta. Oh boy. Gamma. Epsilon. Where are you? Delta. Ugh, there's so many of them. Beta Aquarii. I think that was it. Let's find out. Hey, at least we were facing in the right direction. So December 12, 2158. Ooh, boy. We're really pushing it here for time. Once we get back into hyperspace, it's going to start rushing by a bit faster. And, there's all of these things coming in. We're going to have to duck around them. Oh, one of them disappeared. That was fun. Two of them disappeared. Maybe they're based on a timer. It's interesting. Let's try this again. There we go. Ah, blessed relief of not having to press keys on the keyboard, am I right? So about a month and a half to go, if the timelines that I'm aware of are correct. So I'm real glad that we realised that bad things were imminent, and made the time to get in here. Oh, you got to be kidding me! What is going on? This is nonsense. I'm getting real sick of this. Real sick of it. Haha! Look at that cunning maneuver. Oh no! I do not want to talk to you. I just want to land on your planet. Leave me alone. Yeah, I don't want to do this here. I'm going to do this on the planety planet. All right. Let's try this again. Whoa, we're going to duck in there before you get there, buddy. Yeah. Do this the proper way. This is how you do diplomacy against overwhelming odds. All right. Alien vessel, grief for the loss incurred by both the Ur-Quan and the universe at large. Hey guys, guess what? We've got the Ur-Quan! Gah, should I set my gaze upon such a sight, I might suffer sleepless nights for years on end. It is a symbol of the collective Ur-Quan failure. It is our ultimate tragedy. Every divot, every crack on its surface is etched forever in my soul. Remove it from my sight, lest I purge my... Hey! That is not the devastated Ur-Quan. It is the image of the Ur-Quan before. A trick! A trick! Ooh, I had no idea that any species could sink so low. How dare you try to manipulate me with that cheap stage prop? Why, it's not even... Hey, wait a second. It looks like... Can it be? Yes, it is! A miracle! You have our eternal thanks, good captain. You will be immortalized as the blessed figure that delivered unto us our future. We will revere your very likeness. Let me take the Ur-Quan. Yes, I feel the link, the knowledge, and the power. It seems that there is much to do. Indeed, it seems that you should proceed to the second moon of the sixth planet of Zeta Hyades. Oh, God. And take what you find there. We no longer have need for it. But the Ur-Quan reveals that you will. I thank you for your part in the grand scheme. We now recover that which is ours via destiny. And proceed to perform our essential service for the universe. But wait. The Ur-Quan throbs and whistles. Matters of significance are being relayed to our brains. It has been so long since we communicated with the ultimate in such a manner. But slowly, the truth is revealed. Our destiny. We have been directed to join with our Supox allies and attack you. No, wait, that's wrong. Sorry. We attack your enemies, the Ur-Quan and the Korra. No, that's not quite right either. What? Oh, okay. We must strike only the black ships, only the Korra. In addition, we will grant you the boon of our Jugger starship designs, as well as a supply of trained starship commanders. Our Juggers are nigh invincible. I can also say with certainty that our allies, the Supox, will give you the same assistance. Together we shall defeat the Korra, or at least provide you with a few more months to find a more permanent solution. Now, Captain, we must leave to prepare our battle fleets. Wish us luck! Yeah, we did it! Go team! Okay, so now that we're done with that conversation, gonna save the game again. Alright, so we have ourselves a little more time. There's a number of loose ends to tie up and various things to activate and finalize, and still a few more things to collect. The first of which is we have to go to Zeta Hyades, which means we've got to... Oh, look! I was about to say, which means we need to figure out where it is, and I assumed it would be in Ur-Quan space, and there we have it. No more faffing about trying to find the correct dot. What are you doing? Suddenly am I overcome with embarrassment. Me too, I didn't want to talk to you. I possess the distinguished honor of addressing the legendary Earth Captain. Please excuse my lack of a proper facial appliance. This occasion ideally calls for me to don the expression of ultimate gratitude. Ugh, I am compelled by the forceful emanations of the Ur-Quan to describe the appearance of the mask. Its foundation is composed entirely of a matrix of beetle secretions and trubafern, in an intricate and complex texture. The process is extremely time-consuming, since even the best-trained beetle colonies will build 1,000 rejects for every successful foundation. Alas, it will be many years before any of the Ur-Quan will be able to wear such a mask. Sure. We are pleased that we were of assistance in the recovery of your Ultron. Indeed, we are in the process of reacclimating our brains to its metawave gyrations. Even now, we are compelled to implement a plan of interference, thwarting the goals of the Korra. We sense through the influence of the Ultron that these creatures of evil have goals which are mutually exclusive with our existence and your own. Even now, aided by the intangible guidance of the Ultron, we formulate a plan that will serve to preserve the diversity in the galaxy. We prepare an armada composed of the collective might of both the Ur-Quan and Supok's forces that will pursue the invaders with the intent of foiling their plan of doom. Cool. Does the remarkable device suggest to us a potential course of action? Your request is within our capabilities. One moment. Emanations from the Ultron. Orange, furry air breathes tender yawns. Yes, it all becomes clear now. You must do something with the Great Bomb. The Precursor relic we kept at Zeta Hyades 6B. It seems that this bomb must be, eaten? No. Hugged? No. Improved. That's it. The bomb must be improved to fulfill its final destiny. Sure, we anticipate an era of glory for the Ur-Quan. Farewell! There is much for us to do. May the Ultron be with you. And you, buddy. Let's continue. Whew, nearly just barreled into another one. Wouldn't that be fun? Alright, so Zeta Hyades 6B. Not all that far away. Probably going to be fine avoiding those dots on the map there. So what I don't know is if there are any other hoops we need to jump through once we get here. So let's have a look-see. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I think it's the big gas giant. There are a lot of potential treasure planets here as well. There's 4 yellow dots there already, so we're definitely going to have to check them out. And the second planet over here... the second moon. Let's just save the game, just in case. Come on now. The Dank has 76 of 100 crews, so should be fine to use it if we need to fight something, although I can't see any ships around here, so... Oh, you've got to be joking. There we go. Uh-oh. Okay. Maybe there is something here. Those would be Drew's ships. What are Drew's ships doing here? Fancy meeting you here, Captain. I can say the same thing. Drew's starship, Captain. Justify your presence here. Oh, that's handy. We, the appointed representatives of the Crimson Corporation, merely come to obtain the fair and reasonable payment for our goods. This font is much easier to read. We travelled to this region of space years ago to sell the useless Ultron device to the Ur-Quan. We knew even then of the weapon on the surface below us. This was to be our price. But the Ur-Quan used a clever ploy to cheat us. I had convinced the morose Ur-Quan fools that the Ultron was the answer to all of their pitiful dreams. Powers? The Proctors whined. Will it give us the powers we crave? I assured them that yes, the Ultron would give them the second sight. The Ultron would allow them to see into the past and the future. The Ultron would slowly imbue each of them with unique secret powers of great significance. The Ultron would ensure that their race's huge potential for greatness would be fulfilled. Then a mistake was made. Enough foolishness. We will take the Precursor device from the surface and then leave. Thereafter, I may see fit to bequeath the entire planet to you, Captain. I think that's the thing that we want. For your invaluable services in the past. Provided you leave now. Nope. This Precursor artifact does not belong to you. It is rightfully ours. Stand aside. Liar! It is we who are the genuine owners, not you, Captain. Those many years ago, when we offered the Ultron to the Utwig, how they capered and laughed at their good fortune. Fools! Then they begged to hold the device just for a moment. To close the deal, I permitted this, a grievous mistake. The moment the High Proctor touched the Ultron, her body arched, and her eyes rolled back in her head. She began to babble meaningless phrases and howl like a hungry beast. We had expected the Utwig to fall for our sell to buy the useless device, but never with such gusto. Their self-doubt and lack of clear reason left them vulnerable to our every manipulation. But then the Proctor's body relaxed, and her eyes slowly closed. When they reopened, her visual orbs shone with a wild and frightening light. "This is all we could have dreamed for, and more," she intoned. "And now, Druge, as to your price." I opened my mouth to speak, but before I could utter a word, the Proctor interrupted. "Wait, the Ultron feeds your thoughts directly to me. Do not speak. I know what you desire." What could I say? That the Ultron was a farce and could do no such thing? I was stunned and silent. The Proctor continued. "You, Druge of the Crimson Corporation, desire an object of great antiquity. Something of secret function and value. Very well, it shall be done." And with that, we were led to a small vault. The Proctor ceremoniously opened the door of the vault and explained that because we had been of such great service, all of the treasures within were now ours. Inside, we found a hodgepodge of ancient and useless artifacts. A glowing rod, an absurd trident, and more such junk. I could see no way to salvage the disastrous situation at that time. But when I heard of you, your travels, and your foolish quest for freedom, I realized that you could be the agent of our justice, and lo, it is so. You have heard our justification. It is valid and unassailable. Now go, and do not return. Sure, I'd much rather just blow you all up here on Christmas of 2158. Regardless of your feelings in this matter, we will now take the device. No, you will not. We know your soul, young captain. It is no brighter than ours. We acknowledge our greed. We revel in it. You are the dishonest one, hiding your shame in shadows. You fabricate justifications, rationales. In the end, we are just the same. Oh, I want to stop talking. But now you stand in our way. You will not be moved. Therefore, we will add your true name to our ledger of hatred. But first, die, child. Die! Oh man, I really don't want to have to go through all of that again. Yeah, so I guess we better not lose then. Let's shoot at them with solo. I can't remember what the Drew ships do. They certainly don't seem to have a lot of... Oh dear. Ooh, ow, that hurt. They don't have a ton of hit points. And they have a single long-range shot, so I think we should be able to pick them off. Yay! Now, hopefully they don't spawn too close to us, and they have not, so that's good. So a little bit of a backwards kick from the Drew ships there when they shoot. It also looks like when they shoot they can... oh, what? How did that... That's nonsense. Ah! Stop it! So we got done in by asteroids there, turning us to the side. Giving us a long profile to get shot at, so that's not a fun time. But I do like that these missiles are going to take them out pretty easily, provided that they don't shoot them first. Alright, so this is very doable. We just need to not end up in a horrible kerfuffle with asteroids like we did previously. So not really sure. Oh, cool. They actually use their shooting to move themselves faster. That's interesting. I do seem to recall that now. It's been a very long time since I played this game. One more shot should do it. Good times. I think there were 5 of them, and I think that's 3 that we've taken down so far. So we're going to want to maybe just try and shoot slightly from the sides, because that's allowing us to avoid their main shot sort of taking us out. Well, they really do get a fair bit of momentum going when they shoot like that, don't they? All right. Looks like we're good. Oh no, way too close. Way too close. Let's not and say we did. Ooh, we're getting there. And they're stuck on the planet. Oh yeah, good times. Do a little celebration dance. And I think that's all of them. It is indeed. Wow, that's quite a lot of resource units for each of them too, so I'm happy with that trade-off. Sorry, Solo. 1,060 resource units collected. And now we get to go into orbit. Presumably the thing is going to be here as an energy reading, so we'll just see if there's anything else worth picking up. So there's the energy thing. There's no biologicals. Let's head down to the surface and pick up the thing. The very important thing. Report from surface. We found a huge precursor device on the planet's surface, a giant black cylinder set within a simple defensive grid. We have already neutralized the grid. Actually, Jenkins just drove through it by accident, but that seemed to work. The artifact is covered with precursor script, and although we can't translate much of the writing, it is pretty clear that the script is a warning, repeated again and again. The energy output of this artifact is scary. It rivals all our ship's engines at redline. If I may be so bold, Captain, I would advise that we not experiment with this device until we are back at the starbase. We shall now return to the ship with the black cylinder device carefully stowed in the cargo area. End of report. Zoom. Good times. Okie dokie. So we did it. We got the thing. And looking at the recording clock, that is all the time we have for this part of the Let's Play. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up. You can subscribe to the channel if you'd like to be notified when episodes in this series or any other series that we're doing are released. And please tell a friend if you think they might enjoy this. And come back again soon for more Star Control 2.